Section 2. Working at Flow. Flow Design Process. Flow Design has developed a proprietary design process, which thus far has proven to increase efficiency and train both our staff members and clients into a cohesive framework. While the process, just like anything else, is not all-inclusive, it does become relevant for most of our projects. Below is a sample diagram of it. Please request the office manager to provide you with a copy of it in PDF format. We require that all designers become familiar and master this process. We expect competency in each area within a 3-month period. Flow Training Flow Design has developed a training system embedded into our core values of continued growth and development of our diverse design team. Therefore, we have both an internal training folder, which comes from our once-per-month office trainings, individual trainings, and a YouTube channel. Once every month, we have office trainings, typically on a Wednesday at noontime, focused on topics of interest. The topics come from suggested requests from each member of the office, as well as directions from our leadership team and management. Please contact the office manager for directions regarding our training folder and our YouTube channel. Full-time versus part-time employment categories are used to compensation and benefits. Regular full-time employee, an employee who is regularly scheduled to work for Flow Design on a weekly schedule of at least 40 hours per week. Generally, regular full-time employees are eligible for our benefit package, subject to the terms, conditions, and limitations of each benefit program. Regular part-time employee, an employee who is regularly scheduled to work for Flow Design on a weekly schedule less than 40 hours per week. Regular part-time employees are not eligible for our benefit package, subject to the terms, conditions, and limitations of each benefit program. Internship Flow Design offers paid internships for emerging designers from high school or colleges. These internships take place typically from June to August, summer. The focus is to introduce designers to the profession and at the same time providing meaningful design work for Flow's focused design projects, competition, publications, and marketing. All internships are paid, and candidates should follow the same protocols as regular part-time or full-time employees. The internship does not guarantee rehire or a future position and shall be seen as a one-time opportunity to be a part of the office environment and growth. Rehire. If you're rehired within 6 months, 1 year of your termination date, you will be credited with their previous number of years of employment with Flow Design and entitled to all benefits, including vacation and sick days, subject to benefit plan provisions. No vacation or sick days will accrue, however, during the break in service if rehired. After a 12-month break in service, the individual is considered a new hire for company-sponsored benefits, including all waiting periods, terms, and conditions. Work week and office hours. The company's office hours are 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. Flex schedule, alternate work arrangements. Flow Design observes flex, time as needed to accommodate personal, school, and/or health-related reasons, subject to management approval based on operational and other considerations. Flow Design recognizes the uniqueness and changeability of your needs and believes that with greater flexibility in work-life balance, you are better able to achieve business and personal goals and experience more favorable, heightened levels of engagement. While not all positions will be amenable to flex work arrangements, consideration of flexible work schedules will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis, taking into account business needs and the individual's ability to do their work. A flex work arrangement must be authorized in advance by Dargin Fortuna or Marco Severino. In general, flex arrangements refer to work hours that vary from the standard office hours. Flex arrangements include but are not limited to flex time, occasionally working remotely, and/or reduced work schedules. Flex arrangements may be modified or terminated for any reason or as needed. Work from home Flow Design is a flexible and technology-friendly workplace in an ever-changing world, and more so with unpredictable weather and government health advisories brought forth with the COVID-19 pandemic. We have adapted and welcomed a work-from-home policy. We, however, seek a balance between productivity, team engagement, efficiency, and safety. We will typically inform the office via email or WhatsApp regarding any work-from-home directions due to weather conditions beyond our control. Regarding requests to work from home, we seek to be flexible, but also efficient. Requests as such are more adequate after the employee has surpassed our 3-month probation period. This is because such employees are actually fully trained and able to contribute in some fashion without constant team assistance and supervision. Requests made prior to the 3-month probation period will be evaluated in a case-by-case basis. In the case such request has been approved, the employee should ascertain to have clarify of goals, deliverables, and production milestones, as well as a clear expectation that the work will be completed as if done within our office. The office environment is by far the most rewarding and optimal place to work, and working from home should be seen as a last resource and not the norm. We are a team, and the work is a part of what we do, while collaboration, sharing, and constant cross-pollination of ideas is at the core of our process. We have generated training videos related to login and access to files from home. Please contact the office manager regarding software and equipment needed prior to working from home. The office currently uses Zoom, TeamViewer, YouTube, emails, Google Drive, and Asana for our work from home tools, in addition to our normal design programs. Attendance and punctuality. If you are ill, please be considerate of your fellow employees when considering whether or not to come to the office to work. Please refrain from coming into the office when you are coughing or contagious. If you are feeling well enough, working from home should be your first option. If you are unable to be at work, you should contact your manager or human resources as soon as possible. But in any event, at least 1 hour before the scheduled start of their workday, you are required to make contact with the manager or human resources. Emails, text messages, and voicemail messages are considered appropriate methods of contact. You are expected to maintain attendance at reasonable levels. In any event, Flow Design reserves the right to reduce your paid time off, PTO bank, to make up for unauthorized absences or tardiness, except where otherwise prohibited by law. You may be subject to disciplinary action, up to and including termination of employment, for poor attendance and/or excessive tardiness in accordance with federal, state, and local laws. If you are ill or unable to work, you may qualify for short-term disability, leave without pay, leave under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and/or other leave as applicable under federal state laws. See Human Resources for more information. If for any reason your child is unable to attend school, please do not bring your child to work in consideration of your fellow employees. We ask that you work from home or take a PTO day. Unauthorized absence, no call, no show. If you are on an unreported and unauthorized absence, you shall be terminated after 3 consecutive workdays of such absence. Termination under such circumstances is considered to be initiated by you and will be recorded as a voluntary resignation due to job abandonment. Dress code, personal appearance, policy dress, grooming, and personal cleanliness standards contribute to the morale of all employees and affect the business image Flow Design presents to the community. This policy provides the general framework, guidelines, and expectations within which you can make decisions, differentiate yourself, and express your individual creativity. Our people and their individual actions, approach, and presentation are all part of the Flow Design brand. How we dress and present ourselves are behaviors that create perceptions or images in the people we meet and with whom we interact. We are a style business. We have talented and smart people, and we need to look and present accordingly. We expect our people to dress professionally. A person's clothes should be comfortable yet looked polished and reflect effort and thoughtfulness. Very similar to what we do in our work. The expectation, whether casual Friday or any other day of the week, is that you always represent the best version of yourself and Flow Design to your coworkers, clients, and the general public. First impressions last, so make them count. As general guidelines: 1. We dress business professional, situation specific. 2. Fridays are business casual, not comfy casual, no hoodies, sweats, slippers, flip-flops, etc. We don't expect you to wear athletic sneakers. 3. However, trendier casual footwear will easily carry the day. 4. Jeans, mostly reserved for Fridays, are acceptable but must be stylish, without holes or look worn, faded, or tattered. 5. Shirts for men should have a collar and be pressed. 5. We don't think t-shirts will make the grade, but the right collar, less shirt with a sports jacket for men, or blouse for women can be a home run. Listed below is a general overview of some of the more common items that are not appropriate for the office. Obviously, this list is not intended to be all-inclusive. Rather, these items should help set the general parameters and allow you to make intelligent judgments. Examples of clothing items that are not acceptable: sweatpants, warm-up or jogging suits or pants, shorts, spandex or other form-fitting pants, t-shirts or sweatshirts, visible undergarments, sneakers or outdoor hiking shoes. Personnel files and personal information. Flow Design compiles with record-keeping and reporting requirements under applicable law by maintaining complete and accurate personal files. These files are the property of Flow Design, and access to the information they contain is restricted. For privacy purposes, only managers and management of Flow Design and management designees who have a business reason to review information in a file will be allowed to do so. The organization may share telephone, address, and email information with managers as a way to contact you. Employees, including employees formerly employed by Flow Design, who wish to review their own files should contact Human Resources. With written advance notice, a mutually convenient appointment time will be scheduled for you to review their own personal files at our office during normal business hours, in the presence of an individual appointed by Flow Design, and obtain copies of their personal files. In accordance with applicable state law, Flow Design will notify an employee of its placing in the employee's personal file any information to the extent that such information has been used to negatively affect the employee's qualification for employment, promotion, transfer, additional compensation, or the possibility that the employees will be subject to disciplinary action. It's up to you and to your benefit to keep us up to date of your personal information. If any personal information has changed, you should promptly notify Human Resources. This information would include the following: beneficiary designation, current mailing address, dependent information, email address, emergency contact information, marital status, military status, telephone numbers, tax withholding information, timekeeping. Accurately recording time worked is the responsibility of every employee. Federal and state laws require Flow Design to keep an accurate record of time worked. Time worked is defined as all the time actually spent performing assigned duties. In addition, timekeeping is an essential component for accurate client billings. You should review your paychecks and promptly report any errors to Human Resources. You should also keep a record of all paid, unpaid time off. Paydays. You are paid bi-weekly. Each pay period will cover 2 weeks' pay for the pay period. Will normally be issued on the following Friday by direct deposit. Typically, there is a total of 26 pay periods annually. Direct deposit is available in the event that a regularly scheduled payday falls on a day off, such as a holiday. Employees will receive pay on the last day of work before the regularly scheduled payday. In the event that adjustments to pay are required, employees will receive pay for any such adjustments in the next regularly scheduled pay period, unless otherwise required by law. Pay policy and pay deductions. The law requires that Flow Design make certain deductions from every employee's compensation. Among these are applicable federal, state, and local income taxes. Flow Design also deducts Social Security taxes up to a specified limit that is called the Social Security wage base. Medicare is also deducted as appropriate. Flow Design offers programs and benefits beyond those required by law. Eligible employees may voluntarily authorize deductions from their paychecks to cover the costs of participation in these benefit programs. Flow Design takes all reasonable steps to ensure that you receive the correct amount of pay in each paycheck and that you are paid promptly on the scheduled payday. Please refer all questions regarding pay deductions or pay calculations to Human Resources. Any inquiry will be resolved within a reasonable time frame. Any adjustments will be made in the next following payroll. Community engagement, pro bono events. As part of our mission and vision, we seek to engage in the pipeline creation process for the future generation of architects and designers. This means that we are invested in impacting our communities at every level, in which the result may trigger inspiration, awareness, and knowledge regarding the profession and diversity within the profession. If you happen to become aware of social event or community events in alignment with such mission, we will be more than thrilled to discuss our attendance and sponsorship. We would like to partake in about 2-3 events within our communities, directly related to our mission as a team. This may mean that you as a member of Flow would be involved in the community, either giving lectures or trainings, or preparing content and events alongside our office manager and leadership team. Ask our office manager for events done in the past that represent our goals as an example and reference. Job promotions. Employees are encouraged to pursue internal opportunities for their continued growth and development. Flow Design believes in promoting employees from within when qualified candidates are available, and the promotion would be in the best interest of the organization. While it is the organization's preference to promote from within, there are business conditions that could cause a position to be filled without first seeking internal candidates. These include, but are not limited to, organizational restructuring, critical operation needs, etc. In all promotion and hiring decisions, the organization reserves the absolute right and discretion to hire the best candidate. Flow Design encourages employees to communicate on an ongoing basis with their direct manager, management, and/or human resources representatives to help identify potential career growth opportunities. Relationships and fraternization in the workplace. Flow Design is committed to hiring, promoting, and retaining highly qualified persons. Consistent with that goal, qualified relatives are generally permitted to join the organization. The organization will exercise sound business judgment in the placement of those relatives in accordance with the following guidelines. The organization prohibits situations where an individual in a family or personal relationship is performing work subject to the direct review of the other, or is directly responsible for, has significant influence on, or has direct control of related confidential information pertaining to the recruitment, hiring, assignment, management, supervision, evaluation, compensation, training, transfer, promotion, demotion, or termination of the other. For situations not prohibited under this policy, the organization reserves the right to review, evaluate, and determine the appropriateness of all transactions involving any individual who has a family or personal relationship to another employee or candidate. Return of property. Employees are responsible for all company property, materials, or written information issued to them or in their possession or control. This includes, but it is not limited to, laptop computers, credit cards, ID badges, cards, and keys, key cards to the premises. Employees who are provided such employer-owned equipment or property have an obligation and responsibility to protect such items from being lost, damaged, or stolen. Any such incidences must be reported immediately to Human Resources. Employees must return all company property immediately upon request or upon termination of employment. Where permitted by applicable laws, Flow Design may withhold from the employee's check or final paycheck the cost of any items that are not returned when required. The company may also take all action deemed appropriate to recover or protect its property, subject to applicable law. Drugs, smoking, alcohol, and/or substance abuse. Flow Design is a drug-free and safe workplace. To promote this goal, you are required to report to work in a manner that enables them to perform their jobs in a manner that does not jeopardize their own safety or the safety of others. While on Flow Design premises and while conducting business-related activities off company premises, you are prohibited from manufacturing, using, possessing, transferring, dispensing, purchasing, selling, or being under the influence of illegal drugs. Any violation of this prohibition is subject to disciplinary action, up to and including termination. For the purposes of this policy, the term illegal drug means 1. Alcohol, except as otherwise noted in this policy. 2. A drug that is not legally obtainable under federal law. 3. A drug that has not been legally obtained, including prescription drugs that are A. Not legally obtained. 3. B. Legally obtained, but not being used for prescribed purposes and in the prescribed manner. And 3. C. Legally obtained, but not being used by the prescribed user. And 4. Any substance where the employee knows or should know that the use of the substance can pose a significant risk to the employee's ability to perform his/her work duties in a manner that is safe and healthy for himself, herself, and others, including but not limited to inhalable substances such as aerosol sprays, solvents, gases, butane, propane, adhesive, and similar products. The individual possession, use, distribution, or sale of alcoholic beverages on the organization's premises is not allowed without prior approval of appropriate management or in accordance with an employee's job description and role within the organization. Casual Fridays and other company events are excluded. Flow Design reserves the right to test for drugs or alcohol at any time, subject to and in accordance with applicable federal and state law. Flow Design will provide additional information regarding drug or alcohol testing as required under applicable federal or state law as required. Violations of this policy may lead to disciplinary action, up to and including immediate termination of employment and/or required participation in and completion of a substance abuse rehabilitation or treatment program. Such violations may also have legal consequences. If you have any questions on this policy or issues related to drug, alcohol, and/or substance abuse in the workplace, should raise their concerns with Human Resources without fear or reprisal. Flow Design complies with state and local smoking ordinances. Smoking is prohibited in any company buildings, work sites, or vehicles. This includes cigarettes, cigars, electronic cigarettes, and the like. If you wish to smoke, you should do so during your break times, outside our office building and company vehicles. The non-smoking policy applies equally to all employees, customers, and visitors. Social networking websites, such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc., blogs, news groups, chat rooms, and Twitter, referred to collectively in this policy as social networking sites, provide users with a means to connect with people around the world. While Flow Design Architects does not discourage employees from accessing or using these websites during lunch and other breaks, and on non-work time, It is important for Flow Design employees to remember that in some contexts they may be perceived as representatives of Flow Design, even on social networking websites. While this policy cannot address every possible situation, this policy provides guidance to employees with respect to social networking and applies to the extent permitted by law. Nothing in this policy is intended or shall be interpreted to interfere with employee rights under federal, state, or other applicable laws. The use of social media by employees may become a problem if it interferes with the employee's work, is used to harass coworkers or customers, creates a hostile work environment, or harms the goodwill and reputation of Flow Design among its customers, or the community at large. Flow Design encourages employees to use social media responsibly, and within the parameters of the following guidelines, and in a way that does not produce the adverse consequences mentioned above. Where no policy or guidelines exists, employees are expected to use their professional judgment and take the most prudent action possible. If you are uncertain about the appropriateness of a social media posting, check with your supervisor. Only members of senior management are permitted to speak on behalf of Flow Design architects. If your post on social media mention Flow Design, its products or services, employees, customers, and/or competitors, you must make it clear that you are an employee of Flow Design and that the views posted are yours alone and do not represent the views of Flow Design architects. Employees are personally and legally responsible for the content of information they post on social networking sites. You can be sued by other employees, competitors, customers, and any individual that views your social media posts as defamatory, pornographic, proprietary, harassing, or libelous. Employees are required to maintain the confidentiality of Flow Design architects and customer information, and are prohibited from disseminating such information through the use of social networking sites. Employees must also comply with copyright laws and cite or reference sources accurately. Employees are prohibited from using their Flow Design email address as their login name or user handle in their personal profiles, or when posting, blogging, or tweeting. All Flow Design policies described in the Employee Handbook also apply to social media activity, including, but not limited to, policies related to harassment, discrimination, retaliation, code of conduct, non-competition, and protecting confidential and/or proprietary information when communicating with, to, or about other Flow Design employees, customers, vendors, or others affiliated in any way with Flow Design, whether or not the sites are accessed on Flow Design equipment or through Flow Design systems. In addition, employees should refrain from bullying, threatening, libeling, slandering, or harassing coworkers and customers when using social networking sites. If an employee believes that another Flow Design employee is violating any aspect of this social media policy, or if an employee has any other questions or concerns about this policy, the employee should address his/her concerns with an appropriate member of management or human resources. Unless otherwise protected by law, violation of any aspect of this social media policy can result in disciplinary action, up to and including termination. Contact Human Resources for more information or questions about the Flow Design social media policy and/or social media use.